Hi, come on in. Come on. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Levi and I have been outside for a while already, and I thought, you know what? It's time to do a Temu haul that has some bigger items in it. Did you catch the thumbnail? Did you see those huge boxes? All those boxes? And there's more to come. Look, I'm having fun with my earrings that I got from Miss Brenda. These are light as a feather. I absolutely love them. I had my hair down initially this morning and you could still see them. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to leave them up like this and let everybody see them. So we're going to get started. But first off, I wanted to say welcome to all our new family members, everybody that's joined us and subscribed to the channel. We're so happy to have you as part of our family, and we hope that you go back a little bit and you review some of the previous videos because there's been a couple hundred of them. But if you are new to Temu and you want to find out more about the shopping experience and whatnot, then by all means, and I'll put it in the end, click on my tips and tricks, that category, and I think there's 10, 12, 13 of them. That'll help guide you through everything that's going on with Temu. But let's talk about what's going on with Temu again this week. There's a new elephant in the room, guys. Now, in the beginning of the week, we know that for people in the United States Postal Service has suspended all shipments from China. In less than 24 hours, they released and reversed that decision, and packages started flowing out of China again. However, Temu hit the panic button when they did that and deleted everybody's algorithms. All right. Now, it may depend on the app you use, whether it's your mobile phone app or an app on your laptop, PC, whatever the case may be. Because I found on my mobile phone, nothing changed. But on my computer, when I went to go shopping, all of a sudden everything said local warehouse. And I'm like, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going on. I clean that up for you guys. What the frog is going? So I spent probably a good 3 phone calls, and each phone call more than an hour, um, with the person who used to be my liaison. She and I have a good relationship, so we still communicate. And she said what happened is that for the people in the United States, to try to avoid any interference in shipping, they basically undid our algorithms and said, okay, you guys can all order from the local warehouse without any shipping issues because the local warehouses are in the United States. Well, that's an issue for me because I'm not going to buy a 38-cent item and pay $2.99 shipping. Seriously? What's the point? I'll just go to Dollar General or Dollar Tree or Big Lots or Costco or whatever the case may be and get the item for less. So Temu was not going to be an option for me if that was going to be the case. For bigger things that were over $30, because most local warehouses have that $30 minimum, I did have one thing in my cart that was over 30 bucks, and I said, okay, I don't care about that. But then I noticed that the other things that I had put in my cart the day before were not from local warehouse. They were all showing up. And in my community post that I did for you guys, I put a screenshot of my cart so that you could see all these different items are being shipped by Temu as usual. And I wasn't restricted to local warehouse. So in working with the rep, I found out that this actually can be fixed by us ourselves. We don't have to depend on Temu. So here's what you do. If you open up whatever app that you're using and you start doing your normal search, let's say you search clearance, and all of a sudden everything comes up like warehouse. You do two things. First thing is you sort price low to high. Lower items tend not to show up in the local warehouse category. So you're going to reset your algorithm simply by, you're going to slowly scroll through and you're going to pick, now remember, you're not shopping, you're resetting your algorithms. You're simply going to pick any item that does not say local warehouse. You're going to click on that item. And when you're in the item, scroll down just a little bit and make sure it says free shipping. Okay. Then back out and go back to your list and start scrolling again. You're going to find at least a dozen. Don't try to shortcut this because it won't work if you do. 10 to 12 to 15 of those different items that don't say local warehouse. You click on them, you go in, you make sure they say free shipping, you go back, you scroll down, you find the next one. So it doesn't matter what the item is because all you're doing is telling your algorithm what you like to shop for. Then change the category. Go to something different, something more common like kitchen gadgets. Again, price low to high when you do your sort, and do the same thing. Just scroll down for anything that does not say, and a lot of things will have this big red box that says something like mega sale, but it doesn't say local next to it. You're looking for those green locals. You want to avoid the local. Click on whatever you find, make sure it says free shipping, go back out, do that again for another dozen items, and then pick a third category. Something that you've maybe never shopped before, like tools or men's clothes or children's toys or puzzle books. Something you've never ever shopped before, and do the same thing for at least another dozen items. You have to hit, she told me, somewhere between 36 and 50 items that are not from local warehouse in order to reset your algorithms. So I did this on my notebook because that was affected by this debacle, shall we call it? All right. And after doing that, all of a sudden I noticed when I went back in and then I did a normal search like women's sleepwear, I hardly saw any local warehouse. It started coming up with the normal search parameters that I'd had for the 2 years that I've been shopping. All right. So this is an easy fix. If you do this, and make sure you don't shortcut it, you can't just do this 2 or 3 little items and expect it to be fixed. You literally have to give yourself a goal, say 50 items. All right. I don't care if you do 5 categories, 10 items in each category. You have to hit a sufficient number of items. If you do this, close out the app. All right. Then go back into it after 5 minutes and do a normal search. It should have reset itself so that you see primarily things that don't say local warehouse. If you're still getting flooded by a local warehouse after following these instructions, then reach out to Temu customer service. And what you're going to ask them to do is you're going to ask them to open a ticket. And the reason is because your searches are defaulting to local warehouse and you want that corrected. Now, depending on the rep you get, they're going to talk to you like you're stupid. They're going to say, well, if you search this way, if you search that way, if you do this, you do this. And to me, it's like, whoa. I know what I'm doing. I've been dealing with this for a couple of years. Don't treat me like I'm a dummy. And I hate when they do that. That's a pet peeve of mine. So the key word is that your searches, that your algorithms are gone and your searches are defaulting to local warehouse. You want your searches not to default that way. All right. It might take them 24 or 48 hours, but in the meantime, keep doing what I told you. Keep doing the scrolling and choosing items that are not local warehouse. All right? Okay, everybody can breathe now. All right, it's an issue, but it's not a major issue. I did get some comments from some viewers. I got some emails from people, everybody in a panic going, Temu has changed everything to local warehouse. No, they haven't. Okay. When they panicked, you take a breath and you contact Connie. That's what you do. Because if you've been with me for a while, you know I'm on top of these things and I will let you know what to do about them. All right? Okay. Any more questions about that? You all have my email address down below. It's just simply konneeslittlecorner@gmail.com. You can drop me an email if you're still having an issue, if you're hitting a brick wall with customer service. I will do what I can to help you. Okay. All right. You want to see some Temu now? We're going to get into some Temu. Hold on. Iced tea is my beverage of the day. I woke up and it was a 65 and muggy here, so I said, you know what? I'm going to have some tea. Okay, let's go. $2.94. Oh, and I don't even know if I can get it open. The package was busted, so I put it in a Ziploc bag. Now, I use these in my house in Arizona, and I loved them. These are the perfect size to hold remote controls for fans, remote controls for TVs. If you have a single remote control that you want to tuck aside and have it handy, I'm going to open one of them so you can see them. Hi, Philly Bag. He said, Mommy, I can't get near you. You're up on the couch today. He's wagging his happy tail. You can put your cell phone in here. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Here's my phone. Okay. Most cell phones will fit in here. To hold it while it charges, there's a hole on the bottom that you can actually put the cable through so that you can charge it. I love these two-sided tape. I stick them on the wall or on the side of the table, on the side of the desk. And I drop in my remote controls for either depending on the room, either my ceiling fans, or in this case, in my new home, these are going to be the controls for my mini splits. So I got two, one for the living room, one for the bedroom. These are very sturdy, very nicely made. Okay, you can see this doesn't really have any wiggle or bend in it. Sticky goes on the back. It's nice, smooth surface. It does not damage the wall, but these are great. You can also use these, believe it or not, you can use these in the bathroom if there's something you want to keep up on the wall, like maybe your floss or a dental pick or a children's size toothbrush. Not something that comes up really high that'll tip over, but because of the hole in the bottom, it'll allow for drainage too. So you can put something like that in there. And I'm sure you guys can figure out something else. I know you think outside the box like I do. I got you trained to do that, right? If you didn't already do it on your own, you learned it here. Okay. Next. Oops, I'm tipping everything out of the box. Why am I doing that? All right. This was $1.78. I can figure out how to open it. This is a mouse holder. And this is going to go right on the back of my computer. It has a little pocket. And you can see it's shaped like a mouse. And you simply, here's my mouse, my little mousey. You simply just slide your mouse down inside. So you don't have your mouse laying around loose. Especially with me, I have a notebook which I move from spot to spot, and I always have to carry my mouse. Nice way to just tuck my mouse in. All right, it's got 3M two-sided sticky on the back of it, which I'm always happy when I see that 3M sticky come out. Okay, so I got the mouse out of there with very little interruption, but it did shut down my video. So here's part two. A lot of parts. Okay, next item. This was $1.04, and this is a 4-pack. And these are window stickers. In case of emergency, please save our pets. You simply put down the number of dogs, cats, whatever else that you might have, whatever kind of creatures are in your home, and no, that does not mean your children or your favorite pet young man if you happen to be a cougar. Your contact phone number down here for you have to be reached, an alternate person. You can write up on the other areas if you wish. There is 4 of these. I will be putting one on the front door and one on the back door. Most people tend to try, if there is an emergency, they try to get in through the doors. So I figure, well, back door, front door, eventually they'll see this and know there's an animal inside. I have a couple of extras. These are really important to have. Okay. You gotta protect your babies, your fur babies, your fur kids. All right, signs. I have more signs. Why is this not a surprise? You said, like, this is not a surprise, Connie. We know you have signs. You always have signs. I think these might actually be the last ones. Don't quote me. I'm not sure. They might be. So let's start with the fun one. It says, be the kind of woman that when your feet hit the floor each morning, the devil says, oh crap, she's up. I give the devil a run for his money every single day. I left the devil behind in Arizona, and he'll find me if he wants to find me, but I'm much better equipped now than I ever was to battle this dude, right? And I tell Ryan, and I mentioned it here a few times to people, and I always say, the devil is in the details. And y'all know me, I'm all about the details. So if I don't pay attention to the details, that's when the devil gets loose, right? Devil's in the details. The details of my home, the details of all the stuff I show you, the details of Temu. The devil is definitely there. All right. Oh, this one I got to open because of the way the printing is on it. This one was $3.37. I said this is another thing that I said to Ryan. And in case you haven't been following my channel, again, Ryan is the gentleman that is coordinating the build of my tiny home. So for $3.37, this one says, I'm retired, but I work part-time as a pain in the ass. He's finding out the hard way that this is true. I said this to him and to a gentleman that works there named Anthony. And we were just talking about different things, and it came up that I was retired. And I said, I am retired, but I do work part-time as a pain in the ass. And they both thought that was hysterical. And I think it's hysterical. I am being, knowingly, admittedly, being a pain in the ass, a PETA, when it comes to the build of my tiny home. I'm meticulous about the details. And when Ryan sends me pictures, I not only use them as a smile factor to see the progress of my home, but I also use them to see, is there anything in these pictures that's not right? Is there anything in these pictures that shows that maybe something is missing, something wasn't done yet, something was not done correctly? So, yeah, I can be a PETA, but it's not a bad thing. All right, for $2.30, and I think this might be the last sign. Again, don't quote me to that, but I know it's the last sign out of this particular haul. For $2.30. Now, those of you, again, that have been following me for a while know that I'm originally from New York, born and raised, left New York in 2020 at the height of COVID, grabbed my mom, and we went to Arizona, where her son lives. And I left Arizona in December of 2024 and moved out here to Alabama. This is where I'm having my tiny home built. So by nature, I'm a New Yorker. You can take the girl out of New York, but after living 60 some odd years in New York, you can't take the New York out of the girl. And I've told y'all how we do everything fast in New York simply because it's so dang cold most of the time that we kind of have to hurry up to get things done. So when I saw this, I had to get it. And it's simply a license plate done in the New York colors. New York, too fast for you. And New York is known as the Empire State. Too fast for you. I told Ryan, okay, Ryan, in case you're watching, I'm giving this to you to put this on your wall because as fast as New Yorkers are, Phoenix Building Solutions, who's building my tiny home, has been faster than any New Yorker I've ever seen build any kind of home. They're building this thing. By the time they get done, it'll be about 6 weeks. And that's from starting from scratch all the way to the end where it's 100% ready to meet their end of the job for me to move in. So I'm treating Ryan as though he is an honorary New Yorker. And he's going to be able to tell everybody that he's too fast for you and that PBS is faster than expected. So I actually think I'm going to give this one to Ryan to put up on his wall, and I'm going to order a new one for my conversation wall. What do y'all think about that? I think that's a great idea. Okay, getting into bigger stuff. This is one item in this package, and I didn't put the price on it. I'll put the price down below. It was not all that expensive. I do believe it was somewhere around $14, maybe, give or take a buck or two. But in the past, I had tried seat covers for my car for obvious reasons. I have a dog that likes to ride in the front seat. I have a dog that likes to ride in the back seat. Levi likes to ride wherever mommy puts him. He doesn't care. He just loves being in the car. But he leaves those little tiny short hairs all over the place. So this is a car seat cover. And I love how it comes nicely packaged like this. Let me get it out of this package. It's actually in a Ziploc bag, which I do not intend to keep. So I'm just going to tear into it. Oh, I can't wait till I can get into my tiny home and unpack and find Charlie, for those of you who know who Charlie is. If you don't know who Charlie is, well, that's okay. Charlie's my slicer dicer. He's about this big around. He looks like a cute little bear. He's got a blade coming out of his head, and he's got a black stamp when you take off his bottom that will black out any of your identification. I nicknamed him Charlie. So this is just a basic car seat cover. And this I like because this is a removable one. It simply goes on with straps, excuse me, up around the headrest in the back. It has these two things right here. Can you see those little look like handles? They tuck down into the seat to kind of hold it back. And yeah, little holes where you pass your seatbelt through. This is what it looks like when it's on. So it just gives seat protection and back protection. And this is it. That's all there is to this. Now, if I get into it, that's another story. Okay. We just unfolded. We just unfolded. So, I want to show you the quality of it. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Maybe not. Levi's looking at me like, what are you doing, Mom? So, these are the part that tuck down into the seat. Excuse me. I did have to sneeze. This is a rubber handle, but this goes down in between the seats to hold the bottom back. And it has on the top, these are the clip straps that go around the headrest. Okay. And something that I was not aware of before, but this actually has, see the two zippers? Can you see the zippers? If you have, which I happen to, I have an armrest that folds down in the middle of the back seat. You can unzip this so that your armrest can still fold down. So we're going to go outside and put this on. We're going to say, I'm going to go outside and put this on. And then I'm going to pop up a picture up here for you to see what it looks like in my car. So hold on. I'll be right back. Pretty cool, huh? I like it. I'm very, 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 very happy with it. It's got that nice quilted texture to it. So Levi, leave it. He's digging around in the plastic, and to me, that's dangerous. Good boy. I gotta give him a cookie, keep him occupied. Yes, I know the light's behind my head. I'm trying to do a better job hiding it today. All right, on to some bigger stuff. And I do have news to tell you about my tiny home. So don't worry. That's coming. And I have something fun. Let me tell you about Mom first before I go on to these three bigger boxes here. I had a conversation with Mom a day or two ago. And it was not a video call. It was just a regular call. And Mom was in a great mood. Again, once she heard my voice, her mood just totally elevated. And we were talking about my visit to Arizona that I'm going to try to arrange for sometime in the end of April, because her birthday is mid-April, and I want to get over there to visit with her and spend some time, spend a couple of days with her. So she was asking what we were going to do. I said, well, Mom, you know what I always do for you when we celebrate your birthday? Where do I take you to dinner? And she says, oh, lobster. Yes, I always take her out for a lobster. So we started talking about it, and I said, well, you know, Mom, I said, you're going to be 96. Do you think you're still going to be able to break the shells on your own and rip that lobster apart? And she's like, oh, yeah, I can do that. She goes, lobster's good. I said, well, you know, I think lobster's pretty much good for everything. I said, when you eat lobster, it definitely changes your mood. My mom says, oh, it doesn't just change my mood. She says, lobster is good for everything. Think about it. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Okay. So mom says, well, think about it. If you're angry, you can just grab onto those shells and grab on those claws and crack them into pieces. And I can just imagine her face as she's telling me all this because you can hear it in her voice. And I'm like, uh, okay, yes, you can take your anger out on that poor little lobster. And she goes, and if you're happy, she says, then you're dipping it and you're giving it a bath in the butter and you're smiling when you're taking every bite and you're really enjoying your lobster. I'm like, okay. And she says, and if you're sad, she says, all you have to do is look down at that beautiful, happy little red lobster that's given its life so that you can have some enjoyment and it'll perk you right up. And I couldn't do anything but laugh. I'm like, okay, Mom, so lobster is good for whatever ails you. She goes, oh, yeah, lobster's good for everything. So Mom has validated why she likes her lobsters. You say the word lobster and she just lights up, you know? I mean, it's her thing. Her second favorite thing is, well, does she have a second favorite thing? Yeah, she does. Chicken and dumplings. Normally, I make her this time of year. I typically would make a big batch of chicken and dumplings, homemade, her recipe, and she loves it. But when I can't, I take her out because Cracker Barrel has chicken and dumplings. So the plan is when I get to Arizona that one of the days, probably the first day, I'm going to take her out for a lobster dinner. And then on the second day for lunch, before my flight leaves to, come back to Alabama, I'll take her to Cracker Barrel and treat her to chicken and dumplings for lunch. So she'll have her two favorite meals with her favorite daughter. Well, her only daughter. So that's the plan. That's the happy news from Mama. Okay. This item was about $31. I got a full refund. This is the item you might have heard me, or you might recall in a previous video, one or two videos ago, I mentioned how I held out for a full refund and not a partial. And I'm going to show you this item. So eventually the seller did say, you know what, you can keep it. So I'm keeping it. This is a leaf blower. Battery operated leaf blower. There's the end where your nozzle goes on. There's your big old nozzle. It clips in here. It's tight. Well, hold on. This is the other piece. There are two pieces. You have your regular nozzle, and then you have your extension if you need it. So you can make it shorter or longer. But this clips in here, and it has button clip on this side so that you can take it on and off as needed. And then the other piece clips onto the end if you need it, so it gives you the fuller, longer piece. Or you can just use the shorter piece, depending if I'm blowing off the steps, You've got your speed switch up on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes all the way up to 5 for your speed switch. And that's also your on and off switch. When it's all the way back, it turns off and it clicks when it turns on. Nice handle grip. Okay. This is where your battery goes. it comes with your little battery charger. Now, it's supposed to come with 2 batteries and a set of protective eye goggles. What was missing was 1 battery is missing and the goggles are missing. Now, I don't care about the goggles because I wear glasses. I'm okay. And it's not like this thing's going to be blowing up in my face. But it's a 21-volt battery. And because this is a no-name brand, I can't get a replacement battery. So when this is gone, it's gone. The life of these batteries is only about, I think they said 90 minutes. And then you have to stop and charge it. The whole idea of me ordering one that had 2 batteries was so that I didn't have to stop in the middle of what I was doing and wait for this thing to charge. And this takes about 2 to 3 hours to charge. So yeah, that would kind of interrupt the flow of work. So initially, now just so you know, if you look in the front right there, this is where your charger is, right up here. All right, so you simply just plug this in the front, plug this into a regular outlet, and let it charge. No brainer, right? So here's the thing with this. It's not real heavy. I anticipate it'll probably work okay. I will have some leaves and a lot of pine needles that I'll have to be blowing out of the way from time to time. So what happened was I contacted Temu to do the refund request, and I asked for a reshipment. I went to an actual Temu agent and not just through the regular refund process. I did the contact us. And I said, look, I'd like a reshipment. There's missing parts. One of the batteries is missing. The goggle's missing. Could you please contact the seller and ask them to ship me the missing parts? Okay. Well, right off the bat, Temu said, oh, well, we'll give you a refund, a partial refund if you accept the item as it is. No, I held out. I said, no, I want the missing parts or I want a full refund. So after about a week or 9 days, the seller had not responded to me. The seller had not responded to them. So I contacted Temu again. I said, look, I've been more than patient. I have an item that is basically useless to me. I can use it for maybe an hour and then it has to interrupt what I'm doing because there isn't a second battery I can just pop into place. And they still decided they wanted to give me a partial refund. Oh, well, we'll give you $12. Excuse me. We'll give you a $12 partial refund and you can keep the item. And I said, no, it's useless to me if I don't get the extra battery. I want a full refund without return, right? Nothing less. So after they hemmed and hawed a little bit, they came back and they're saying, well, you can use the $12 and you can reorder the item. How can I reorder a $31 item with only a $12 refund? I can't reorder if you're only going to give me roughly a third of its value. So she finally said, okay, we'll do a one-time exception and we'll give you a full refund and you can keep the item. So I got 100% refunded on it, which of course I did turn around and put into other product, right? Now, again, keep in mind, and I discussed this in a prior video, that when you have an item that has missing parts and the seller cannot supply those parts, that means he can't resell this item. So it's useless to him too. If it's useless to you and they can't give you what you need, what are they going to do with it? They're just going to trash it, which is why they try to give you a partial refund. Do not accept partial refunds when you know that the item cannot be resold, either because it's too damaged or the parts are missing. Hold out. Just say, nope, contact the seller. I want to reship. Just keep asking for a reshipment. It's worth it to wait for it. So I have it. I will try it. I might try it here at the house where I am so that I can give you a review of it. It's going to stay right in its box and I will bring it with me out to the new house and we'll see how it works and how it serves its purpose. But it is what it is, right? Okay. This one. Again, the prices will be down below for this. I don't remember what this was. I'm pretty sure it was under $20. This is a under bed rolling storage. Now hold on. Watch the light. Okay, I'm back. You get my big head in the way, as Mama would say. Get your big head out of the way. This is black. It comes in white, black, or gray. I got it in black. This is going to go under the bed, and I can get it open. I did get two of them. I'm only going to open this one box. I am not going to assemble it today. You're not going to see the assembly of it, though I will put pictures up here so that you can see it assembled. But I want to look at the quality of it with you. I want us to see. Oh my gosh, this is really packed in here. I may never get it back in the box. Yes, I will. If I'm careful, I'll get it back in the box. Okay, something fell down. All the hardware. Whole big bag of all the different screws to hold it together. Don't want to lose that. Uh-oh. The wheels. 4 little casters, 4 little pop-in wheels. I don't mind things that have parts. I just worry that I'm going to lose the parts. These are the rails, and these you can't hear them, but I can hear them. These are metal. Nicely done. And they have the what I call the pop together buttons, right? So that you can adjust them and pop them and slide them into place. Very nice metal rails. End cap on the bottom, ones that have an end. You see I can't get my fingernail in there. It just won't go. And yes, don't mind the nails. Mama specifically requested that she and I are having a video chat on the weekend, and she asked me if I would do my nails in passion purple. This is what she means by passion purple, all right, which is the beautiful rich purple, and there's the passion right there with the sparkly one. So I have the one sparkly nail. This is Mama's request. I know a lot of you guys don't like the single nail color. I do, but typically I wouldn't wear purple, but you do things for Mama. All right, back to this. So this comes with 6 poles. These are the 6 ones with the button. And then these are the 6 that go into it. This is a good size. This is 24. Does it say? Let me see now. It doesn't say the size on it. It might say the size. These are the frame pieces that go on either end. One on the back end, one on the front end to hold the frame. This thing is solid. And that's metal. It comes with the instruction sheet, which is pretty cut and dry. There's your instruction sheet. Is it upside down? Yep, I got it upside down. Sorry, guys. So there's your instruction sheet, which is pretty simple. It shows you how to attach the bars that go on the bottom and that go down the sides. So you have a lot of support, and that's what I liked about this one, is the amount of support that comes with it. And it shows you how to put everything together, because this actually has cover. It has a case to it, which I love. And here's the case. This is the bottom. So none of your stuff falls through the cracks. And this is how big it is. Can you see that? That's how big this thing is. So this is probably, I would say, 24 by 18, maybe. Might even be a little bit bigger than that. So that's going to hold an awful lot of stuff. That's the fits in the base on the bottom. And this is nicely cloth covered too, by the way, guys. And then this is the cover that literally slips over the top and protects your clothes. And it's got a zipper. Whoops, I'm losing the plastic bag. I don't think I need the plastic bag. Let me get rid of it. So this sets down inside. So you put your base down, and then you set this down, and you unzip this. If I can open this up so you can see how deep it is. Can you see this? So that's how deep this is. So this is about 4 to 5 inches deep. Pretty deep. And you can see what's in it, but everything is covered. And then it simply slides under the bed. It doesn't come that high up. You figure you have this height plus the wheels. So that's all it comes up, is about 6, maybe 7 inches. And most beds have a greater space than that. This is really nice canvas type material. It's not flimsy. It has a handle on both ends. And on this end, it has a label that in other words, if you're looking under the bed and you want to know what's inside this particular case, you can put in here blankets, linens, whatever the case may be, winter clothes. If you don't have a lot of closet space, I'm very fortunate that even in a tiny home, I have a 7-foot closet. So I don't know how I'm going to get this folded back up and back into the box. I'll figure it out later. So very nicely made. There's the material so that you can see. Hopefully you can get a good idea what that material is like. Very, very, very happy with this. This is a little piece of Velcro in the center so that when you put that inner part down, it has its own little piece of Velcro. It holds it in place and it keeps it from shifting around. So I got 2 of those. I think I probably have a third one coming. I don't know. I don't remember. But under the bed storage is a great thing in any home. What I also like about this is these are the right size that my futon is up on. I added an extra 4 inches of height to get it up to the regular sofa height so that's you're not sitting low. And that gives me probably a good 11 inches, 10 or 11 inches in height. I can slide things under the futon in my living room as well. And these being black, you won't even notice them. So pretty cool, huh? I like that. I know, I say pretty cool a lot. But I think these things are. These are storage savers. These are great ideas. The quality of this, I'm super, super happy with this. I love that you have different color options, but I went with the black. It's going to be in the shadows under the bed. It's also, because it's going to be under the bed, it's also going to keep me from having to worry about sweeping under the bed because nothing will get under there. All right. The last thing in this haul, this is another box. I didn't price these, but again, the price will be down below, and I don't know why I didn't price these bigger boxes. This is a 2-tier adjustable sink rack, and I will, again, put pictures up here for you to see what it looks like, but I did want to open it and show you the quality of this item as well. Okay. Very nicely packed, very compactly packed. This is a good size. I'm just hoping that the way they ran the plumbing underneath my kitchen sink is that my plumbing is not getting in the way of me having this kind of a sink rack in there. I'm hoping that one side of the sink is not all full up with plumbing stuff. So these are the support racks. These are the bottoms. It goes in with little suction cups. I may take it a step further than that and make sure that it has a little something more than suction to hold it in place. Here's your list of parts on the top of this. And on the bottom, really simple instructions on how to assemble this. And as you can see, it's a 2-tier rack, but the top rack is shorter, which means it's not in the way of the plumbing. Supposed to be, not in the way of the plumbing. All right, these are the mats. These go down over the grids so that you don't have to worry about anything falling through the holes. If you have something small, it's not going to drop through the holes to the next level or drop through the holes underneath. So these are the mats that go on the bottoms. Connectors, metal connectors, more metal connectors, and your little wrench. This is where all your type of screws are. They even give you the little wrench to put it together with. These are your little up rods, your little poles, make the frame. Set this down in there. This is the upper basket. And I'll take it out of the press so you can see it. I love this one. This is the clips that go down to hold it. All right. Look at the nice wooden handle in the front. Isn't that really, really nice? That's what got me on this one, that it has that nice wooden handle for pulling, actually pulling it out. Your rods go through here. Your slide rods that I just showed you, these guys. Okay. They go through here so that you slide it back and forth on those rods. So this is the upper one, and this is not all that small. As you can see, this is a pretty good size. Hold on, I got tipped here. This is a pretty good size. I would say this is probably 15 inches by at least 6 on the top. So this is your upper shelf. And then here's your bottom one. Your bottom one also has the 4 slots where the rods go through so that you slide it back and forth on those rods. And it has the nice wood plus the hole where your hand goes. So you have plenty of finger room. This one is probably about 3 inches deep, but it's definitely wider. It's about 10, maybe 11 inches wide, and again, about 15 inches long. Nice metal. There's no plastic in this. This entire thing is metal. I love this. Very, 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 very happy with this now that I actually can see it in person. I'm very happy with that. Let me get these pieces back in here so I don't lose anything. So that's the basket. If you look at the pictures, and I'll put them up again from the website that show what it looks like assembled. If this won't fit under the kitchen cabinet, the only reason it would not fit under the kitchen cabinet is because of the way they ran the plumbing. If they took up too much space, in other words, if they ran all the plumbing that it takes up the space on this side and a space on this side, then I can't use it in the kitchen. I'll put it in the bathroom. I'll put it under the sink in the vanity in the bathroom. It'll work there too. Doesn't matter to me. I have the closet as well. I could even put this on the floor of my closet in the bathroom. It doesn't necessarily have to go under a cabinet. I can put it on the floor, right? And just reach down, slide out, instead of having to dig into the closet and find things, I can just slide it out. I can put it up higher on a shelf. I'm going to be putting shelves up over my laundry machine, and I can actually put this, if I wanted to, up on the shelf so I can slide things out, or I can set it right on the laundry machine and just slide things out as I need it. So lots of options for it just in case. And hopefully, crossing my fingers, that the plumbing is all centralized underneath the sink with the exception of the on-demand water system, which will be off to one side, so that it leaves this, it leaves the sink area free for something like that to go underneath it. It should still work because the sinks are 24 inches deep and this is only maybe 15 inches deep. Even with the plumbing, hopefully it'll work. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, now let's get on to what's going on just around the corner, shall we? So I told you all about Mama and her lobster. And I do want to say again to all my new subscribers, everyone who's joined the channel, welcome. I love having new people in the family. This channel, as you will find out, is not just Temu. We deal with everything that is going to give information or share knowledge, different reviews. I have packages, 6 items that are coming from AliExpress, which I can't wait to show you those. Hopefully they'll get here before I move. What you're about to see is more information on my tiny home. But I do want to tell you I have 2 more Temu orders that I'm waiting to be delivered. I have 2 massive boxes. Those 2 bigger boxes that you see in the thumbnail, those are in the other room, which I'll show you in the next video. And I have another big bag that's in there. So I have enough deliveries to keep us busy until my move-in date at the beginning of March, when I leave this rental that I'm in and go into my actual tiny home. So you'll still continue to get product, and then there'll be a little bit of a gap, which is to be expected when I'm moving, right? All right. If you all have if you all have any questions about the thing that's going on with the debacle with the local warehouse populating all over your account, you all know how to fix that now, how to reset your algorithm. So we've covered all that. And I do want to say to people that have mentioned to me when we discussed how Temu had basically fired a good majority of their influencers. I want everybody to know I don't have any hard feelings towards Temu for doing that to me or to others. Everybody will feel how they feel. I was not dependent on the little bit of support that I was getting from Temu. I use my AdSense. I use my Buy Me a Coffee that comes from you guys. I use my Temu credits, whatever means, money from my jewelry business, whatever means I need to be able to get you products from wherever I get them. So I don't need to work for Temu as an influencer, all right, in order to benefit from shopping at Temu. I get the same price as you get. I'm not going to miss the little bit they threw at me. My only problem with them is the way they handled it. Not that they did it, right? Their business, they're going to hire and fire as they see fit, right? Any business is going to do that. But how they handle it is what was disgraceful. And it was very poorly orchestrated. Let's just put it that way. But I have no hard feelings, and I want you guys to know that. And I'm going to ask that you guys not let that impact your shopping at Temu. Temu does still have some great products. All of them? No. Some of them are absolute garbage. And that's why what us influencers were doing, and what some of us will continue to do, is how we weed through that garbage and we tell you, dude, don't spend your money on this. It's terrible. Or, yeah, we recommend this, or this is why we do honest reviews. It's the whole idea. So that you know what is good to buy because you're seeing it before you buy it. You're getting an opinion from somebody who buys, I just hit 455 orders. I was at 452. I had 455 orders, not items, orders in 2 years. And my item count is in the thousands. Think about it. I did 5 videos just on the items that I had for my kitchen. And that was well over 300 items just in the kitchen. We won't talk about clothes or anything else or household things or store. No, right? So try not to hold any ill will against Temu. Everybody is going to make your own choice whether or not you want to continue to shop. Is Temu worth it for you? Can you still shop and avoid the local warehouses and that extra shipping fee? Temu may buckle down. I'm going to give everybody a heads up. They may buckle down and say, okay, you either have to now, because of the shipping restrictions to the US, can't speak for other countries, but because of the shipping restrictions to the US, we may either have to spend more. In other words, our minimum order for free shipping may go up. But you know what? Comparatively speaking, having to spend $2.99 for every single item that we buy from local, or having to get them someplace else, it's worth it. If we have to pay 10% more on a purchase to cover that shipping cost, it's worth it to me. That's my opinion. You make your decision, okay? You know your budget. You know what you're willing to spend depending on the country you live in or how you shop or how much or how little you shop. That's all up to you. All right, now let's talk about my tiny home. Guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of a cliffhanger today. I'm not going to give you a lot of pictures because there is so much going on and it's all in such close proximity to each other of everything being fitted together that I want to wait until it is together in some sense. So I'm going to give you a little taste of what's been happening this week, which to say is it's important. Is it a lot? No, it's not a lot, but it all had to be done to prep for big explosion, so to speak, of things getting done around the house. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I want to show you the finished painting on the house. So I'm going to put up some pictures here, and you can see this. These are the side view of the house being painted. So you can see that nice dark chocolate brown, or that barn brown, with the brick roof and the brick colored trim on the porch. So that's the finished colors of the house. Now, for the first time ever for PBS, they built custom shutters. They don't typically put shutters on their tiny homes. And I said, oh, no, the house needs shutters. I showed you the example. Well, they built those shutters for me exactly as I designed them. The open slatted boards with a couple of cross slat boards. They did them in the brick trim, and here's what they look like on the side of the house. It just takes the house up a whole nother level having these shutters on them. And it's the first time PBS has ever built shutters like this. And they did a perfect job. There is a shutter on the kitchen window, the bathroom window, and the bigger shutters on either side of the living room window. But guys, I don't know about y'all, but seriously, does that not just finish the look and make my tiny home look like the perfect little cabin that's going to be nestled out in that nice rural environment, that beautiful spot in the trees that I showed you? So I'm really happy with that. I also want you to notice that they started finishing off the front porch. If you look closely at this picture, you'll see there's now the rails that go around the porch, and you can see the hog wire. Hog wire is thick metal wire, rigid metal wire that's in about 5 or 6 inch squares that goes around the porch, with the exception of where the screen door is going to go. So the hog wire and those bottom railings are now in place. The next step is that they will build the frames with the screening. So picture a big open rectangular screen. Scratch that, roll back. Picture a big open frame, a rectangular frame that has the screen attached to it. They take this frame and they put it up on the outside, and they attach it to the rails and the posts that are there. And they do that all the way around the porch, so that each section of screening is its own, which is great, because if there's any damage ever happen. Hold on, I don't know why I can't talk today. Okay. So if there's ever damage that happens to the screens, you only have to deal with that one section, which you'll be able to take off, take it down, roll out a new screen, pop it up, and you're done. One of my pet peeves is seeing these little screen patches all over screens. No, I don't want that for my tiny home. So the screens will be going up, but right now the hog wire is there. So now let's go on the inside. And what you're seeing on the inside, I want you to look at a couple of different things in this picture. The first thing is bring your attention to the knotty pine cabinets. These are my upper cabinets. And if you look at the one that's on the countertop that the gentleman is putting the door on, you can see that beautiful, almost honey-colored glow to the wood. You can see the knots in it. He's working on the particular cabinet that's going to go up on the wall where the microwave is going to be mounted underneath that cabinet. So if you look past him in the upper left-hand corner, you can see that the 2 cabinets on either side of the window are already in place. So he's got to put up this one cabinet, and then there'll be another long rectangular cabinet going on the other end to kind of make that U shape, that upside down U where the microwave is going to be mounted. So the cabinets, upper cabinets are going in. You can see that this, I don't know if you can't really see past him, but the sink is in. Now, in the foreground, you see the cabinet base, the reversed cabinet that I had them flip that kitchen cabinet around. So I have a drawer and a cabinet that's actually in the living space in the front room. Great extra storage, and I'm not wasting any of that space that's in the kitchen. And then you see what I'm calling the range cubby. I have a range that is a slide-in range. It has adjustable legs on it. You slide it in. It has a big giant door. I'll put a picture of it up here for you. That's my range that's going in. My range has front controls, so the whole thing is going to give me counter space all the way from underneath the kitchen cabinets all the way up to where you see that open wooden frame sitting over here on the side. That's the end cap. So the butcher block countertop will come up to the range, wrap around the back of it, and down the side to close it in. And then on that side, that open side to the range, they're providing me with, I don't remember, either a 12 or an 18 inch, I think an 18-inch additional piece of countertop that I'm going to put on hinges once it's in, the house is in place. I've already got my hinges, which I got from Temu. I'm going to be putting hinges on that piece so that I can swing up additional counter space if I need it for meal prep or using it with my stool for a place to sit and eat as opposed to sitting at the sofa and eating. It makes a nice little eating nook, so to speak. So that's what's been done so far. Now, what I'm not showing you is the additional progress that's been made in finishing the shower, finishing the pantry, the toilet going in, the other appliances going in, the dishwasher, the range, the microwave, and the refrigerator. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing the finished cabinets going in yet. You're not seeing the laundry machine go. There's a lot. And guess what, guys? There's only about, not counting weekends, there's only about 7 days left of construction on the house. 7 days. That's it. So the estimated completion date, somewhere between February 14th and February 16th, is still on track. We're still looking at a delivery date to my home site on February 24th. PBS is also very generously helping to, they've arranged for someone to do my electrical hookups at the site and someone to do my plumbing hookup at the site. And yes, of course, I'll be paying those people, but I'm going to be paying them separately because they're working independent from PBS. But they are the PBS electrician and the PBS plumber that has so graciously agreed to help me with my hookups for my home. And I am going to make sure that they get paid properly for that. I am in discussion with PBS about them helping to build access stairs to the front and back of the house. So the week of the 24th to March 1st, all that is going to be happening, or to March 2nd. On March 3rd, my shed gets in pieces, gets delivered to the site and assembled on site on March 3rd. The contractor will be bringing the shed with him and assembling it on site. On March 4th, my movers, and I chose Jubilee Movers. Jubilee has a great reputation here in the Montgomery area, and they've never moved a tiny home before. So this is a first for them. You're never too old. You can never be in business long enough or be in life too long enough to not have firsts. So Jubilee Movers is going to be handling my move from my storage unit into my shed and my tiny home on the 4th, which means that as of the 5th, I can start taking my things out of the rental here. And yeah, I don't know what day I'm officially going to be spending my first night in the house, but it'll be any time from the 4th of March on. And if you think about it, you know, today is the 8th of 7th or 8th when I'm recording this. I don't remember. But anyway, whenever you're seeing it. So just figure less than 30 days and I'll be in my tiny home. I am so thrilled. So anyway, what is going to happen when I don't have product to show you guys is you're going to be getting a lot of videos to show you exactly what's going on with the tiny home, because the process is not done even after delivery. I have to finish the bathroom, the walls. I have to finish the kitchen walls, the bedroom walls, the living room walls. I have to finish all the walls in the house. So you're going to get to see this. At that time I'll be 69 because I have a birthday coming in March, right around the date that I move in. So you're going to get to see this 69-year-old lady doing mudding, spackling and taping of my sheetrock. You're going to see me doing finishing. You're going to see me putting the walls, the finished item, the finished product on the walls, whether it be paint or beadboard or whatever the case may be. You're going to get to see that, you know what, women, we can do anything we put our minds to. Sorry, I like having a man in my life, but I don't need a man in my life. And that's a difference between me and a lot of people that are out there. I'm not so independent that I can't accept help. I absolutely can accept help, but I don't necessarily always need it. And I don't necessarily always want it. All right. So figure all that out. And then another thing I'm going to be doing is, once it's out of storage, I have the 5,000 subscriber goodie box to prepare, because right now we are almost at 4,000 subscribers. I need about another 1,000 subscribers, and then one of you lucky subscribers, no matter where in the world you live, is going to win that box. So I'm going to be getting that box organized. And you know what? I think one of the things I'm going to do is I'm actually going to count how many items are in that box, because I'd be willing to bet it's somewhere between 50 and 100 items in that box. That box is going to have, the whole plan was that box would have a value of between anywhere from $250 to $500 worth of product in it to celebrate hitting 5,000 subscribers. So we're getting close, guys. We could do this in a matter of a month. We could hopefully definitely do it sometime this year and get that out to you. So if you have enjoyed this video, if you've learned anything about me, about Temu products, about tiny homes, give a big thumbs up. Don't forget to wave and say hi to mama. Don't forget to share. Get this out there, because now more than ever, the best thing that you can do to help my channel stay afloat and continue to go and grow is to watch and to share, because it is the views that keep this channel where it's at and where we're going, right? It points us. And if you're not already subscribed to Connie's Little Corner, see, you get the flashlight going. Why? Why? Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss anything that's coming up. Yes, guys, I will continue to bring you Temu regardless of not being in their programs anymore. I can't help it. The stuff is decent, right? But you're also going to get to see a lot more stuff. So while you're waiting and thinking on whatever it is you're going to be thinking on, remember to stay hydrated. Above all else, please stay sweet. Yes, Mr. Levi. And Levi and I will catch you soon with more of, just more.